Welcome to PC Flip Part 4.
It's been 4 months.
This ain't it, Chief!
4 very long months. Welcome to flipping a PC from 150 to 1000 euros. In this video, I will show you the selling process, what parts we got with that profit money, and what FPS improvement we got in games. If we got any, of course. So let's get started. The PC we built in the part 3 took around 2 months to sell, but after those 2 months of receiving like 0 phone calls, on a single week I got 3 people seriously interested in picking up the computer. The listing price was 440 euros, and when you have 3 serious buyers at once willing to pick up the PC ASAP, you can engage in a mild amount of price manipulation. So, I sold this PC for 460 euros. Yes, I'm talking to you Nexama stuff, making us 130 euros closer to our final goal. Now, having all of this money is pretty cool, but I don't see a PC on our table. And as you might have already guessed, finding a GPU for a reasonable price was the hardest challenge by far, and some questionable choices were made. But here's what I came up with after a couple of weeks of deal hunting. As for the CPU, I bought this i5 7600K for 100 euros. And I know it was not the best deal on the market, but most people prefer having this instead of, for example, i3 10100F, just because of that K letter and i5 name, even though the i3 is better. Okay, maybe things in your country are a bit different, but at least here it is definitely the case. As for the RAM, I went with this brand new good RAM T-Crate 16GB 3200 MHz RAM kit, which I paid 60 euros and 39 cents for. I also know that this is 7th gen Intel and RAM speed doesn't have that much of an impact, but once again, that's what buyers want these days, 3200 MHz RAM. I'm pretty sure it goes only up to 2400 MHz though. I'll have to check on that. As for the motherboard, I picked up this basic Asus H110MK motherboard for 40 euros. Then I found this stock Intel cooler with extra copper for 5 euros, this post-World War II Corsair VX550W for 25 euros, which came with a 1-month warranty provided by the seller. Yeah, he will definitely help me if this thing explodes. My storage of choice was this used 2TB Western Digital Black Enterprise hard drive, also for 25 euros. And I also got a brand new Kingston 240GB SATA SSD for 30 euros and 20 cents. And now, the component you've been waiting for. What the hell did he get for a GPU? Well, yeah. I got this Nvidia GeForce GTX 1060 3GB with the missing back panel for
1. Good. 2.
120 euros. This is literally the best working graphics card I could get for the money. And I don't know how it will hold itself on the PC, but we will see. I couldn't refuse this deal. I also bought this thermal paste syringe and some extra SATA cables for around 5 euros and this brand new Gembert Fornax 1500 RGB case for 46 euros and 79 cents. And with the prices added up, we have 457.38. But we can easily round that up to 460 because of the fuel cost driving back and forth to the post office. And will it start? Nope. As it turns out, the CPU I bought was defective, which meant that I needed to look for another one. Fortunately, another 7th gen i5 was available locally for 75 euros, but the only problem that it was 7400, not 7600K. At least it was working and there was no need for the seller to ghost me. Anyways, with nothing but air keeping the 1060 in place, let's test some games. And in CSGO, either because I was a bad teammate or because of the CPU bottleneck, I got these benchmark results which, in comparison to last build, were not that different. On Cyberpunk, we were also bottlenecked by the CPU. No matter the resolution, the frame rate was quite consistent until I started moving fast or moving mouse around like a madman. Despite that, it was still a slight increase on the average frame rate, but a sharp decrease in the minimum frame rate. Well, in the last episode we had an i7 which had 4 more threads, so I think it makes sense. Although on Warzone, the distinction between the previous and this build was starting to get more obvious. Last time we were barely maintaining 60 FPS constantly, where this time our build managed to get these benchmark results on 1080p and 720p resolution. Same story on Red Dead Redemption 2, we got a really solid average frame rate increase on 1080p low settings. This video got delayed so much that Forza Horizon 5 got released, while we are only halfway to hitting the 1000 euro mark. Anyways, I'll stick with the Forza Horizon 4 until we finish the series. So, take a look at these benchmark results, which were infinitely better than last time. Why? Unlock the secret DLC of watching the previous part to find out. And the last thing left to do is to post this PC for sale, and I'll aim for around 150 profit. Although we took quite a big L with the 7600K scam, so yeah. From the profit money, it will have to be covered somehow. I hope that it won't take long for this sexy looking thing to sell, and I hope to see you soon in the next part of flipping a PC to 1000 euro series. See ya!